What's going on, everybody? You are now tuned in to the Triple M Boxing Channel, your source for all your boxing needs. And last Saturday, August 3rd, we were blessed with a crazy card. Man, emotions all over the place. That's all I got to say. The unexpected happened, and I was
Yeah,
shocked. What was your overall thoughts on that card on August 3rd?
it's a lot of emotions, like you said, man. It's the car. It was so many, like all these guys. To be honest, could have been the main event. Maybe with the exception of Andy Cruz or David Morrell, but like all of these guys could have headlined another card, man. So that being said, with all these 6 fights in the main card, there will be upsets.
Mm-hmm.
One or two in our case is pretty. There's a few, but also a little, performances that we didn't expect these fighters to actually have. But overall, it was a great weekend, man. LA Riyadh season. To me, it was a success. But we still gotta wait for the actual results and like the pay-per-view, all the gates and all that. But the card itself, I thought it was a great card. Probably you can argue probably the best one of the year.
I'm with you there, man. That was a really, really good card. Lots of drama post fight as well. During the fight, we have our boy Caleb Plant. Not him throwing hands, but his boys throwing hands. But I digress, man. Let's focus on this card here. That was great. Let's start off with the first fight, man. Andy Cruz versus Moran. What do you think of it, man?
I expected it to go as it did. Andy Cruz, that was his fourth pro fight. You got to remember that. Anthony Moran, he has over 30 fights, and the experience in the pro scene kind of showed for Moran. Andy Cruz during the earlier rounds, he was able to be Andy Cruz, be slick, be that Cuban boxer that he is, be able to hit and not get hit. However, it was a 10 round fight. Moran being the veteran that he is, being there with all the top dogs, most of the top dogs, he was able to press Andy Ruiz. I mean, Andy Cruz. He was able to, push him forward, put the pressure on consistently. And not gonna lie, Andy Cruz had to dig deep on this fight, which I expected. Fighting a veteran in Moran, Andy Cruz, as you get fast tracked in your career, you fight guys that are, every time you fight, it's gonna be a better guy, and that's what we saw. But it's at the end of the day, Andy Cruz got the stoppage, although he got hurt by an
Yes.
overhand. He did get hurt, but hey, kudos to Andy Cruz because he was able to actually, gather his senses back, be able to recover quick, and ultimately got the job done. But it was a good performance in my opinion.
I agree with you there, man. For his third fight, too. Literally getting
For
fast tracked and getting a dude that's like you said,
veteran,
30 fights.
veteran
Oof.
man.
And the experience, and like you said, experience showed. It
Yeah.
really showed until he got hit.
Well,
Well,
that's a
not hit, but put out.
that's the race. I have to say the racer. That races experience and all that. But like I said, it's a good performance. Moran was there. He was there to fight. He was down to fight. And that's what happened. That's boxing, man. He lost, but it was a wonderful performance for both guys, and I can't wait to see Andy Cruz, fight at a level, take a step up for his fifth fight, and hopefully get a title shot. Maybe by the end of the year. If not, I'm assuming he gets a title shot before mid next year. If it doesn't happen this year.
I'm excited to watch him, man, because he's entertaining, man. Just the way he moves, he has the whole package.
And I think
Pause.
the Bozy Ennis, man, that Philly Jam sparring with Jerron Boots Ennis and all those guys, I think they're instilling. Obviously, Andy Cruz has that Cuban background. He has that the boxing IQ, but I think what Bozy and them are trying to instill is actually sitting down his punches and getting the KO, and it's fourth fight. It kind of it showed, right? So we'll see how he progresses.
Exactly, man. Now the next fight, Morrell stepping up a weight class versus the man's Hot Rod. I'll start off with this fight, man. I told you this off camera. I thought Hot Rod won this fight. I'll be honest. I thought he won that fight. But clearly a lot of other people thought so too. How did he look going up a weight class? I think it's kind of similar with our boy Benavidez, right? I don't think the power really translated from 168 to 175, in my own honest opinion. What I would like to see next for Morrell, I want to see him, stay at 175, take a few more fights, see what happens. But if the power ain't there, man, go back down to 168. Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. I'd hate it, but I have to agree with you. It's not. I think it's still my opinion. I think Morrell won a close fight. You know, he was able to box the first few rounds. I'd say till round 6 until Hot Rod stepped on the gas. He was able to counter Morrell. He was able to put the pressure, hit Morrell. But I thought it was a close fight. And I thought Morrell edged it just by a couple of rounds, if not just one. But yeah, based on his performance, when we talked about our predictions, he has to do better in his debut than David Benavidez. Obviously, with what happened, it's not better. Although it's not as we can argue who did a better job. Did he top Benavidez's performance? I don't think so, but they're close. You know, they were both I'd say just disappointing. Now it's not their fault. You know, these guys are stepping up in weight, fighting guys that are actually their size, if not bigger. David Benavidez's performance, obviously, I think he did a little better than Morrell because he was hitting him. He was just he just couldn't get the guy out of there, right? And Vostik. But I thought it was a close victory by Morrell. Did his power show up? No, not at all. Hot Rod was taking it. No diddy. He was fighting back, countering back, and I thought David Morrell was really flat-footed in that fight. It's weird to say because it's only 8 pounds stepping up in weight, but I think that extra few pounds actually take a toll on his body, and he was a little flat-footed. But I'd like to see him fight a couple more at 175 if he does want to stay there, and then we'll see how he goes. But one thing's for sure, he's definitely not ready for the top boys, either Bivol or Better BF. That's those guys knocked out both of the guys that they fought, both Davids.
I was about to say, they want to go up to Better BF, bro. Better BF, knock those two guys out, bro.
If anything,
will not stand a chance.
They got to see each other, both Davids, because that'll be a good fight.
At 175.
While they wait, the winner gets the winner. You know what I mean? Of Better BF Bivol. I think that's a good step up fight before they get the mans. We're not assuming it's not. I mean, we're not assuming it's Better BF. I really hope it's Bivol, but either or, it's going to be tough for both.
That's true, man. Very true. I agree. Now the next fight. Wow, this was an upset.
The first upset of the night.
The first one of exactly the night. Jared Anderson versus Martin Bakole. Man, you start, dude.
Destruction. That's all I can say. Top rank. They've been. I'm not saying they've been protecting Jared Anderson, but I can guarantee you 100% that if the Bakole fight was presented and Jared Anderson is still with Top Rank, that's a decline right there. That's a no right away from Top Rank, not because he can't fight him, but he just can't fight him yet, in my opinion. And we saw that. Martin Bakole, man, his only losses was against Michael Hunter, and he was hurt during that fight. He's a big dude, 285, almost 290. He was outweighing Anderson by almost 30 pounds. and I think his stats, he's one of the guys in the heavyweight division. He throws the most volume. And I think that's a recipe of disaster. Like that's a recipe of disaster with anyone in the heavyweight division, especially if you're Jared Anderson and you're still a little inexperienced and you're getting outweighed by a lot. And that's what we saw, man. It was destruction. The uppercuts, although Jared Anderson had a good first round until he got dropped, but one thing's for sure, Martin Bakole, bro, he didn't care about the punches of Jared Anderson at all. He walked through it, got hit, whatever, body, whatever, and I think that's a scary dude to fight, and that's hats off to Martin Bakole, man. He did it. What do you thought?
Absolutely.
What do you think of that actual fight?
He had no respect for Anderson, no respect for his power at all. It was unbelievable. In the first round, when Anderson first went down, I'm like, oh man, this is the start.
Yeah, I thought it was done after that first round.
Yeah,
because
he was wobbled.
Yeah, if that happened at like 30 seconds earlier, that fight would have been done in the first round. That would have been so bad for Jared Anderson. Bad.
No, not good at all, man. But the one thing that's really surprised me with Bakole was his effective use of the jab.
Yep.
And the constant pressure against someone like Anderson. I'm not gonna lie, I was completely shocked from this performance, from Bakole's performance, and I was shocked that he knocked Anderson out too.
Yeah,
I thought it was gonna be the other way around. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I picked Anderson to win. It's because he had, I thought he had the better boxing ability, but he had more skills. I thought he had just enough pop to keep Bakole honest. But at that first round, I was like, man, that's it.
Exactly right.
Boy, I was
and
wrong.
like no lie, I think with this fight, with a win over Jared Anderson, I think that boosts Bakole's stock up a little bit now.
I think he's right. I think he deserves a shot of the Dubois Joshua winner. If not, maybe Joseph Parker. Right? Because Joseph Parker's been on a roll too. If not, maybe a Zhang. He just knocked out Wilder.
Give him Joyce. Give him Joyce.
Too. He just won.
That'd be sick. Yeah.
No, not Joyce. What's his name? The one that Joyce fought. Joyce too, but what's his name? Chisora.
Chisora.
Sky's the limit. Sky's the limit for this dude. And I know one thing's for sure: Martin Bakole is a problem. He's a Zhang that punches more, and he's just as heavy, as flat-footed, but that's heavyweight.
Man, I agree with you there. It'd be interesting to see him fight just the top guys now. I think he's ready.
Oh yeah, it'll be fun.
It'd be interesting. Yeah. Now, this fight afterwards, Ruiz,
another heavyweight
versus Miller. I'll start off with Ruiz, man. You could tell the ring rust was real.
Absolutely.
Very real. The one thing I'll give him is after the fight, as soon as I saw it was a draw, I'll be honest, I thought Miller won the fight. As soon as Ruiz is walking out the fight, he made no excuses. Yeah, man, I broke my hand, blah, 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 and that's it. Okay, cool. He didn't say I had a horrible training camp. I could have done this better. My mind wasn't there. Nope, he broke his hand. He messed up his hand or something like that. He was honest.
Yep.
Typical Ruiz, but the ring rust was definitely real. I want to see him be a little bit more active because I can almost guarantee you if he was a bit more active and he was consistently training, I don't want to say ducking, but not fighting, I think the fight would have gone a little bit differently.
Yeah, I agree.
In my opinion. Miller should have won that, but hey, judges be judges,
Yeah, they say they want a rematch. To be honest, they can do the rematch since it was a draw, but it was after watching Bakole, because it was the fight after Bakole, it was disappointing. It was Ruiz. Ruiz was being Ruiz the first couple of rounds until he gassed out. That's the story of the whole fight. He got pressured. It was on his back foot the whole fight after the second round. Miller was pushing the pace, but hey, Miller wasn't even throwing punches. they're just walking. They're just walking around the ring. Miller was pacing himself. It's like a 3-minute round. You get good action for 30 to 45 seconds. And that was essentially from round 1 to round 12. Man, I thought Miller won just because he was putting the pressure the whole fight. He punched it a little bit more, although it's not effective. It's still busier, but I'm not mad at the draw, to be honest with you. It's no one really showed they wanted to win that fight, and I thought it was it was an okay performance for both. I expected more from Miller just because he's more active, but if they do the rematch, I expect both to be more active and actually go for the kill in every round. And I'm expecting them both to be in better shape. That's my 2 cents.
Hopefully in better shape. We don't know what Ruiz will do.
I mean, he's gonna be more active. I mean,
hopefully,
if this fight happens in the next 6 months, right? If it's in the next 2 years, then I don't expect
Yeah,
that. That should be it, man. I'm assuming that's their next fight, but we'll see.
One way to find out. Now, the second upset of the night, man, I was really shocked and impressed. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually like very happy that this man won. But Cruz versus Jose Rayo Valenzuela. You start on this one, man.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I expected Rayo to actually outbox Cruz when I said in our prediction video, but just for maybe the first 6 rounds, even less, until he gets hit. But hey, he didn't. Shout outs to Rayo, man. He was able to box this man better than Gervonta, in my opinion. He moved up in weight, although he did look good in this weight. He looked like he gained, pretty gained more muscles. He actually rehydrated well. I think this is a good weight for him. Him being like 5'10", pretty tall guy, but he was able to outbox Pitbull all night, round 1 to round 12. It showed that he is not only can he punch, he does have the boxing ability. He does have the skills. For Pitbull, man, it's expected. He's had one style ever since. It worked for him, except for Gervonta. But obviously now, with his Cruz's weaknesses have always been someone that can move. Cabrera, when he fought Cabrera, he had a little, little issue. Although he was hitting Cabrera cleaner, that's why you won him the fight. It was a split decision. Rolly, when he was jabbing, kinda gave him a little, but Rolly wasn't disciplined enough, and he got hit too much. Rayo was able to do it. He was hitting Cruz with the uppercut, setting him up. I thought it was a flawless performance by Rayo. He got hit, but it's not a combo. It's like the third punch after Cruz already reached. So I thought it was a majestic performance for Rayo. He deserves the win. And I think he just stay in this weight and fight bigger guys, because sky's the limit for that guy. What do you think?
I'm with you, man. When people think of boxing, what nice boxing or really good boxing looks like, boom, watch this fight. Watch how Rayo fights. That's boxing. He uses his reach, uses his footwork, defensive. Wow, bro. Amazing. I'll be honest with you, man. I'm not going to lie. I thought Isak was going to knock Rayo out just with how he is, his wild hooks, right? But Rayo was able to just neutralize it, keep him at bay, use his 6 inches. Pause, if you know what I'm talking about, right? But he used it effectively. And all I gotta say is, man, just congrats, Rayo, on the win. I was kind of emotional when I saw that, man. I'm like, damn, this guy,
he deserves it
right here. Exactly. Yeah. He deserves it, man. So that's all I gotta say, man. True masterclass by Rayo. He outlanded Cruz, which is kind of expected because number one, Cruz doesn't jab. We all know this. I think it was 171 to 110 or something like that. It was 117. Crazy.
Yeah. It was a good fight. It's now though for Rayo, it's gonna be gonna be harder now because now you have the target is on your back. Everyone's gonna be on that belt,
True.
and it's a scary division to be in. So it'll be. I can't wait to see what's next.
It'll be a bumping, man. Bumping. Now the main event. Wow. Terence Crawford versus Israil Madrimov. This fight was, I'll say it was interesting, man. I'll let you ring this one go here.
Yeah, it's first of all, man, Eminem took forever. Took forever, man. It took forever for us to get to the main event, but when we got there, it was interesting. You know, we know that Terence Crawford is a smaller guy moving up. We know Madrimov is obviously the bigger guy. But man, what I think about this fight, and what I thought about happening is, I I think this is Crawford's ceiling at this weight. I mean, don't get me wrong, he won the fight. Terence Crawford won the fight by it's few rounds. It's a clear unanimous decision in my opinion. But I think this is the cap for Terence Crawford in terms of his weight class. Um, I thought he was able to outland Madrimov. He was able to box him, keep him at bay. I think he still has. I think he still has the pop at this weight at 154, but just enough for them to not disrespect and just bully you. So I think that'll be it was a good fight. Madrimov though, on the other hand, I thought he waited for too long.
Yeah.
He was hitting Crawford, but I think he was just fading all night. I thought he was gonna bully Crawford early in the rounds because that's what you should do. Being Crawford as a smaller guy, just overwhelm him right away, and he didn't do that. Maybe he felt Crawford's power right away. We don't know. But one thing's for sure is Madrimov got the boxing skills too, man. He showed his skills. He was able to dodge a lot of Crawford and counter Crawford. But I think it was at the end of the day, it was the actual activity that lost Madrimov because he didn't do enough. When he was hitting Crawford, they were all just a punch or two. He never followed up with a second attack. Again, we don't know why. Maybe that's just his style, or he's just really scared of getting countered by Crawford because he got that respect. But yeah, in my opinion, it was a good fight. It was a good chess match. They downloaded for a while. Both of them took a while to download, and we kind of got that action towards the end. But it was a close fight, but unanimously won by Crawford.
Yeah. So I think I know why they were being too patient. Here's the reason why. The Eminem concert in the beginning put everyone to sleep. So they literally copied it. You want a longer show? Here we go. This is what we gonna do. I was getting pissed, not gonna lie. But I agree. I'm with you with everything that you said, man. With Madrimov, he had the right idea of, just staying cool, staying patient, and trying to force Crawford to move forward or initiate so he could counter. But he wasn't able to counter the counterpuncher. And like you said, he was waiting for too many rounds, like downloading.
Yeah.
Saying, dude, you gotta go.
Yeah.
Look what happened. That's what cost him the fight. Because Madrimov, he has the skills. He just waited way too long. I think if he pushed the pace from the beginning, it would have been a completely different story. I'll be honest with you.
Yep.
Very well could have been. But what's next for Crawford, man? I want to see him fight Tim Tszyu. Or Virgil Ortiz, because I can almost guarantee you it's not going to be a waiting. It's going to be
Crawford might wait.
Back to back.
Crawford might be waiting forever if he gets overwhelmed. But that's a great fight.
Mm-hmm.
What's so other than Tim Tszyu though? I think we have this weekend we have Bohachuk and Virgil Ortiz. Those guys are combined. What Bohachuk is 23-1 and 22 with 22 knockouts. Ortiz is 21-0 with 21 knockouts, man. So the future of the 154 division is crazy. I think, man, and this is my real honest opinion, Crawford obviously is now the champion. This division will be the hardest division for him to be undisputed. because at 147, it was just Errol Spence that he had to, other than Jeff Horn, beat to actually get the undisputed, right? 154, man, these are big boys, and we saw that in that fight. Tim Tszyu, I think he's going to be fighting for the IBF title. It's in the works. If he does, then obviously he's the champion. So right now we got Fundora, the IBF, whoever is the winner of Tim Tszyu, and I forgot the other guy's name, the acting champion. We got Crawford. And who's the other one? Oh, no, Fundora has 2 for now. But obviously Crawford's going to get elevated. So those just, Tim Tszyu, Virgil Ortiz, Fundora, those are all good fights for Crawford, man. What do you think?
I agree, man. Dude, the 154 division is crazy. Like we were talking about last time, it's just absolutely stacked. It's not like this person is going to absolutely steamroll this person, bro.
We
It's
don't
50-50.
know. Yeah.
And that's the crazy part. Because usually we can analyze and be like, oh yeah, this person's going to take this person. But dude, example, Bocha, Ortiz.
Yep. I can't wait for this fight, man. It's going to be a good fight. I don't even know who's going to win.
Yeah, someone's going to get knocked out. If someone doesn't get knocked out, I'll be extremely shocked.
No, someone will. That's for sure. With those records, man. Yeah,
exactly, right?
It's a crazy division. Like I said, 154 will be the hardest division for Crawford. That being said, Canelo Crawford, man, I think this fight, Crawford's fight against Madrimov, and I said it before, but I'll say it again, man. There's weight classes for a reason. A lot of people obviously, Crawford obviously being on top of the game, having beat Spence, being the undisputed champion at 147. People are just putting him in a pedestal where there's really no weight limits, because he can do anything. You know what I mean? He's 2-time undisputed, going for his 3rd one. Why not go up to 168 and fight the guy in Canelo Alvarez? I think this fight against Madrimov was a clear reminder that there's weight classes for a reason. Same idea as when Canelo, before he fought Bivol, Canelo was number 1 pound for pound.
Yeah.
What was he saying? He said he was going to fight Makab or Usyk at cruiserweight at 200. That's because, someone had to put him in check. And obviously Bivol did that. Madrimov, he lost, but we saw Madrimov is a naturally bigger guy than Crawford that night. What do we expect with Crawford and Canelo? It's weight classes for a reason, and I really hope, obviously, it'll sell, and the tickets will sell. But I really want Crawford to stay at 154 and get the undisputed, and then Canelo to either stay at 168 or pursue a David Benavidez fight. But both of them fighting, it's to be honest, it's not gonna be good. Think about that actual fight.
Yeah, it's that if that fight does happen, in my opinion, it's going to be very one-sided. Look at Bivol, Canelo.
Yeah, it's
right?
weight classes.
They're the same thing, right? Same thing. So let us know what you guys think, man. Do you think Crawford should stay at 154?
I do.
Do you think he should just move up to 168 right away? Why not, right? Or who should Isaac Cruz fight next? Do you think that fight deserves a rematch? It was a split decision. Do you think Ruiz and Miller should have a rematch? Do you think Anderson is done for? What's next for him? Andy Cruz? Morrell? Let us know in the comment section down below. And until next time, guys, we are the opposite of in. Out.
Peace.